Welcome to the second Add Modify Elements Tips and Tricks video. We will continue on exploring possible ways of adding additional elements. You can copy elements using native Revit commands. Let's say I'll copy this stud to the right. However, it's essential to use the Add Copied Elements command to ensure that any duplicated framing elements are not just visually copied, but also functionally integrated. Remember that all steps are displayed in the bottom left corner when using the commands. By executing this command, the copied elements become an active part of the frame structure, making them count in both the assembly and scheduling processes. To verify whether an element is part of the frame, you can use the Select Elements tool. Utilize Select All Frame Elements option, and you will see that all the framing elements, including the copied ones, will be selected, meaning they will also be included in assemblies and schedules. On the contrary, if you simply copy the element without using Add Copied Elements command and then use Select All Frame Elements, you will notice that the copied element is not included, so it will not appear in assembly and schedules. Additionally, you can copy elements from other frames and use the Add External Elements to Frame to integrate them effectively. It's important to understand the difference between Add Copied Elements and Add External Elements. In previous example, we copied an element within the same frame, so we used Add Copied Elements. However, for elements copied from a different frame, use Add External Elements to integrate them into the selected frame. We recommend using Revit's copy command for this purpose. For instance, I'll copy these blocking elements from another frame, and then I'll use Add External Elements command to integrate them into this frame. You can either pre-select the elements you want to add and then activate the command, or you can activate the command first and then select the elements one by one. After completing your selection, press Escape and choose the frame into which you want them integrated. You can verify that the copied external elements are now an active part of the frame by using Select All Frame Elements. We recommend using Revit's copy command instead of other methods in order to avoid any issues. To illustrate with one of the possible examples, if you drag and drop an element from a different frame, you will find that the element still belongs to its original frame. Consequently, you won't be able to add it as an external element to the frame you intended. Similarly, if you have an external element created and you want it to take part in the frame, its assembly and scheduling, you would need to use Add External Elements to Frame command. For instance, I'll add this metal strap to our frame manually, and for it to be functionally integrated within the frame, I'll use Add External Elements. It asks us to select the external elements that we want to add, and when we are done with our selection, press Escape and select the desired frame. Now, we can utilize Select All Frame Elements to check if it is being selected, meaning that it is functionally integrated. You can even add external element as brace and split the studs that the element intersects with. For instance, I will place structural framing element manually on this frame, and after I utilize this command, all the studs that intersects with the placed element will be split. If you have bracing element placed using Add Modify Bracing commands that we will cover in upcoming videos, we can move it to external elements and split studs that it intersects with. That way, the brace will no longer be a functional part of the frame, its assembly and schedules, and the studs will be split accordingly. This feature is commonly used for metal framing. Here, you can see a potential example of its implementation, where two frames, light gauge and heavy metal, needed to affect each other, but assembled and scheduled separately. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in upcoming videos.